Slideshow. Yes, good morning, students. Now we are going to continue with the basic sentence structures. Let's quickly recap whatever has been done so far. Do you remember? We have done the first pattern, subject plus verb. So, which verb did we use there? Subject plus verb. We have used the intransitive verb. That is the verb which is not followed by an object. And the other pattern, the next pattern was subject plus verb plus object. Okay, direct object we have done SVO, where you had only one object. The object usually follows the verb, it comes after the verb, and the object is either a person or a thing. That is, it is either a noun or a pronoun. So that way, you're going to once again do the third pattern that deals with objects, but here you will have more than one object. So this pattern is called as S plus V plus IO plus DO, that is subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. So before that, quickly recall the subject. What is the subject? The doer or the naming word, which comes before the verb. And a verb is compulsory in any sentence. Without the verb, you will not have the sentence. So, you have the subject represented by S, the symbol S, and verb represented by the symbol V. Okay. And then object represented by O. So you have seen the different types of objects. So now in this pattern, you're going to learn SVIO, that is the indirect object and the direct object. So you will have more than one object here. So how to recognize which is the direct object and which is the indirect object. So you will be learning all this today. Okay. So objects you have learned. It's either a thing or a person that receives the action of the verb. After the verb you have it. It is the who or what the subject does something to. Isn't it? You're saying the subject is the doer. So to whom it is doing, what it is doing, that deals with the object. So the two types of objects that you have, they are the direct object and the indirect object. So the direct object is directly affected by the action of the main verb. What did he do? Okay, so that will be the direct object. He gave something, all right. He wrote something, he wrote a poem. So their poem will be your direct object, right? Then indirect object usually is a person or a thing that benefits in some way from the action of the main verb. So the action of the main verb. Now, what did he? To whom did he do? To whom did he give? So that object will become the indirect object. So now we are going to learn this structure: subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. This is represented as S plus V plus IO plus DO. Okay. So the noun or the pronoun which is written after the verb is called the object. So object can be either a noun or a pronoun. All right. And do you remember the pronouns that we use? In the object place, you can't use the nominative pronouns. You can't say I, she, he, but you will be using me, us, him, her, okay, you, and then them. You will not say they. All right. So these are the pronouns you will be using in the place of the object. So you have to be careful with that. So once again, you have this, the direct object is a noun or a pronoun, right? So it has to be either a noun or a pronoun. You cannot have anything else in the place of the object, or sometimes even phrases also. Okay, that receives the action of the verbs or shows the result of the action. All right. Then the indirect object is a noun or a pronoun that comes between the action verb and the direct object. This will be in between the verb and the direct object, action verb, which shows direct action. and tells what or whom or for what or for whom the action of the verb is done. All right. So for an indirect object to appear, so what do you think? Can you have an indirect object without the direct object? That's not possible. So in a sentence, you need a direct object, then only the indirect object can appear. All right. Now look at this. Mother gave the child a chocolate. So mother gave a chocolate will make complete sense. But if I say mother gave the child, okay, what? What did the mother give the child? So what is your answer? The chocolate. So this is your direct object. And the indirect object, to whom? When you ask the question, to whom did she give the chocolate? She gave it to the child. This becomes your indirect object. Okay. So now you have to learn to identify the indirect objects in the given sentences. Each sentence you will read, you will ask the questions. First, you will identify the verb in that, and then you will ask a question, that gives you the direct object. Like, my mother teaches my friend English. So my mother, in the sentence, okay, my mother teaches my friend also will give you complete sense. But what does my mother teach? My mother teaches English. That is the main, direct object. And then to whom does she teach? To my friend. That is the indirect object. Right. So, but the next sentence, the president will give you. Will it give you complete sense? No. So the president will give you the award. So again, same thing here also. You have to question first, get the indirect object and what the indirect object, to whom is it being done. Then you will get the indirect object, right? So the next one also, my aunt gave me a laptop. All right. So same way, question first with the help of the verb to get the direct object. Then you can easily identify the indirect object. Is it clear? The next one, Sonu gave her a dictionary. Right. So here also same thing, which will become your direct object and then which is the indirect object. First try to find out by questioning the important word there, which is more, she gave her, she gave a dictionary. So identify which will be your direct object, which will be your indirect object. In the same way, next one, my friend gave me a book. Right, again question and then find out the direct object, and from there, you know, the what is the direct object doing to the person. So you will get the indirect object, what is being done to the person. Again, here also same continuation where you have to identify the indirect objects. The sentence given is, my uncle sent him a gift. So again, identify the verb and then ask the question, and from there you will get the direct object, and from the direct object you will get the indirect object. Next one, Pratap loaned me his laptop. So same here also. Again, here loaned or lent. Okay, it is the same. Giving for some time. That's called as loan. Loaned me his laptop. That is the verb here. Loan. Okay, so from this find out your direct object, which is directly dependent on the verb. Then from there go to your indirect object. They gave us a lecture. So same here also, same process. Try to find out the direct object and the indirect object. The next one, grandmother told us stories. So the subject is doing something. Okay, to whom, right? So you will get the direct object and the indirect object, right? Identify the verb first, told. Then what? Okay, that will be your direct object. The next one, the government granted her scholarship. All right. Then the next one, mother showed the children a beautiful picture. So same thing here also. Identify the verb, then find out the direct object, and from the direct object find out the indirect object. Right. The next one, the shopkeeper gave us the packets. Same procedure. All right. Then the next one, the bowler threw the batsman a ball. Right. The next, the postman handed her a letter. Okay. Then the next one, the teacher gave us a test. So same thing here also. You will first identify the direct object and then the indirect object. Okay. Next you have another activity. You have to recall how to use the pronoun, which pronoun, the objective, not the nominative pronoun. Okay, so read it and you have to pick up the right pronoun and write down the sentence with the indirect object. Like the doctor gave him an injection, which is right. Can we say the doctor gave he an injection? No. The doctor gave him an injection. So same way you have to do the other sentences. You have to pick up the right pronoun there, that becomes the indirect object. You already have the direct object given there, and then write down the sentence in that pattern, that is subject plus verb plus io plus do. She bought her tickets. They told we us the truth. Okay. Then the farmer sent them some seeds. He bought he a gift. My mother gave me a new dress. All right. So this way you will try to pick up the right pronoun and write down a correct sentence, and in that pattern, that is the subject SVIO pattern. Clear? Now the next exercise deals with identifying both the direct object and the indirect object. Now you know the beginning part of the sentence is the subject, that is before the verb, and again that deals with either a noun or a pronoun, and then you have the verb, and the part that comes after the verb, especially the noun or the pronoun that comes after the verb, will become your object. And you know how to find out which is the direct object and which is the indirect object. So identify both, which is the direct object and which is the indirect object. The first one, Rohit passed Varun the ball. So what did Rohit pass? Rohit passed the ball. So that will be your direct object. To whom did he pass the ball? To Varun. Whom? When you question to whom, that becomes your indirect object. The next one, my friend brought everyone a cool drink. All right. So here also you have the direct object and the indirect object. He gave me his blazer. All right. So here one object will be his blazer and the other one is me. So, which is direct and which is indirect. Father wrote the principal a letter. Right. So, again, the same thing. Identify which is more important. The first action, what was done. Okay. So, directly related to the action. So, that will be your direct object. And then to whom? That will be your indirect object. The students gave the teacher a memento. Then the next one, same continuation, identifying direct object and indirect object. The waiter brought the customer a drink. The next one, the carpenter built the dog a house. The next one, the company sold him computers. The next one, the magician showed him the tricks. He showed him the car. Okay. The next one, they found me a room. Our neighbor sent me an invitation card. I wish you joy. Here the verb is wish. Okay. The mechanic sent her the bill. All right. The mechanic is the subject and sent is the verb. All right. So from there, try to find out the direct object and the indirect object. the mechanic sent her the bill. Then the next one is Dhruv sent his boss an email. All right. So identify the direct and the indirect object. After you have learned this, what you have to do is you have to write at least 10 to 15 sentences in this pattern. That is subject plus verb plus io plus do. And you should also be able to identify if a sentence is given to you, you have to identify in which pattern it is. So to do that, you need to be thorough with the subject. What is the subject? Where does the subject come? What does the subject do? Then you need to know the verb, whether it is an action verb or a linking verb that is helping. You have auxiliary helping verbs. You need to identify, you have to be thorough with your verbs. And then you have to find out whether the verb is a transitive verb or an intransitive verb. Remember, transitive verbs always followed by an object. Object comes after the verb. Intransitive, no object after the verb. So you should be able to identify all those things, right? Then objects again, there are two different types of objects, the direct object and the indirect object. So here we are doing subject plus verb plus io plus do pattern. The indirect object comes first here, followed by the direct object. So how to identify the direct object and the indirect object so that you can identify the patterns, the different patterns that are given to you. Okay, so far we have done three patterns. First one, only subject plus verb. You have seen a few examples and you have been asked to write as many sentences as you can on that pattern. Then the next one was subject plus verb plus object, SVO pattern. Again, same thing, you have seen many sentences and you have been asked to write as many sentences as you can in that pattern, so that you'll be thorough and you'll also be able to identify if you are given a few sentences. Then now you have learned SVIO pattern. Next we'll move on to subject plus verb plus subject complement, COMPLEMENT, something that adds more meaning to the verb to the subject. Okay, so complement, here it is an adjective. It tells you more about the subject. Here the adjective follows the linking verb. You will have the verb and usually the verb is a linking verb. And what happens because of that? The subject, you know, uh, is modified, or it tells you more about the subject of the sentence, not some other subject, but the subject of the sentence is modified because of that linking verb. So, what are the linking verbs? So, you should have an idea about the linking verbs. They directly do not show you action. Most of the linking verbs, they just act or serve as a connection between the subject and more information that you have about the subject, further information about the subject. These verbs are called as the linking verbs. They do not usually show action but link the subject with the rest of the sentence. But there are a few linking verbs which also directly show action, which denote some action. Okay, now let's check. The most common linking verbs is verb be. You have learned the various forms, isn't it? Verb be, the various forms in the present, am, is, are. You really have to be thorough with this because this will be repeated in all your active, everywhere. Okay, active, passive, direct, indirect in your tenses. So be thorough with the forms of the verb be. All right. Then past tense, you use was and were. Then you have the other forms like has been. You remember has been used in the perfect tense, present perfect as well as present perfect continuous, adding other things. Are being, might be, to become, to seem. Okay. Then you also have some other linking verbs that function as action verbs also. They include like, the verbs of the senses, the verbs which explain your sense. You remember the five senses that we have: eyes to see, look. Okay, then touch, tactile, your skin. Then nose for smelling, senses. Okay, smell, appear, feel, sound, and taste. So these are called as the linking verbs. Then you also can use verbs like turn, grow, remain, prove. They also are used as the prove, not prove. Prove, they are also used as the linking verbs. All right, so have you understood? You have the subject, then you have the linking verb, and additional either a phrase or an adjective which tells you more about the subject. So that is called as the complement. So we'll be dealing with this now. The pattern is called as SVSC pattern. Your S stands for subject, V denotes the verb, and SC is the subject complement, right? Complement. The spelling of this complement is COMPLEMENT. It is completing. It is adding more meaning. Okay. So these verbs can give added information about the sentence subject, not some other subject, but about the subject of the sentence, right? So now let's see. You have the examples here. She is a doctor. The linking verb here is, and about whom are we speaking? About the subject. What is your subject? She. Instead of she, you might have some name. Meena. Meena is a doctor. So about Meena you're speaking, and the verb linking verb is used. So this is called as the subject complement. I have become very systematic. So the linking verb here is I have become. Who has become? I. So it is telling you more. How have I become? I've become systematic. Adjective. It's telling you more about it. So that is the SC. He looks like an intelligent boy. He seems like an intelligent boy. He seems an intelligent boy. Okay, so about whom? About the subject he we are speaking. How? Intelligent. All right. So that becomes your SC. The sea looked calm. You remember the other verbs looked. Okay, so how did the sea look? It looked calm, peaceful, right? So that is the subject complement, the adjective that we are using to describe the sea. The food tasted bland. So taste here. So how did the food taste? Bland, no salt, no spice. Okay, it's not spicy. All right. So that way, again, that is the SC, subject complement. She felt very excited. Again, about whom are we speaking? About she. All right. So this way, these you know adjectives describe the subject. They tell you more about the subject with the help of the linking verb. So be thorough with the linking verb and identify the adjectives, and these speak about more about the subject, and this structure is called as the SVSC. Right now you have to write sentences as directed. So the first one here, the exercises that you have to do, use the verb to be and write at least 5 sentences. One sentence is not sufficient for you to learn. So to be, it can be the present, the past, you can use anything. The puppy is cute. The forms of be you can use. Okay. So write down at least, use am, is, are, all that, and write down like I'm an Indian. All right. So being verb. It describes I, tells you more about the I there. All right. So that way, write down at least 10 sentences using the verb be. Then the next one, use the following adjectives and write sentences in SVSC pattern, like tired, use that, foolish, yellow, furious, irritated, happy, any of, at least 10 adjectives, and write down 10 sentences, right? Then the next one, use the following linking words and make sentences in SVSC pattern. Just now you have learned the linking words, the linking verbs rather. Okay, so use those: to become, to look, to feel, to appear, grow, all those, and make at least 10 sentences in that pattern. Which pattern? SVSC pattern, right? Now you have the next exercise. Here, you know, you have to read the following sentences and identify the subject complement. All right. So what is telling you more about the subject? That becomes the subject complement. Sujata is the best teacher in our school. Is our school the subject complement? No. Here you're speaking about Sujata. So how is Sujata? Best teacher. So that becomes the subject complement. So that way try to find out in each sentence, read it, and what is adding more meaning or what is telling you further about the subject, that becomes a subject complement, right? The child was delighted. So the child delighted. Okay, here the linking verb was. So find out which is the subject complement. The snake was poisonous. The camera is expensive. She is a pilot. They are doctors. He is the secretary. She is my best friend. The ice cream looks delicious. The street appeared deserted, right? So go through this and identify the subject complement so that it becomes easy for you later on to read a sentence and identify in which pattern that sentence is written, as well as to write down sentences in this pattern. So for your assignment, what you will do is you will write down 10 sentences, of your own. Don't try to copy anything from the slides that are there. But if you have understood, you will try to write down at least 10 sentences using different adjectives in this pattern. SV, SC pattern. You will have a subject, then you should use a verb, a linking verb, and then use an adjective and write down at least 10 sentences in the SVSC pattern, right? So we have finished SVSC. We are left with one more pattern, that is SVOOC pattern, which we'll be doing later, right? So far, what have we done? The 4 patterns that we have done. Quick recall. We have done subject verb, then subject verb object, then today we have done subject verb IO, DO, indirect object and direct object, and you know how to identify, the object, the direct object and the indirect object. Then the next one, SVSC, subject verb and subject complement, how to identify the subject complement, what does it tell you, and how to write it using the linking verb. Okay, what does it do? It tells you more about the subject. So that way you need to write down, okay, 10 more sentences. So we'll continue with this in the next class. We'll be doing the SVOOC pattern, all right? And then you will be given a few sentences to identify in which pattern they are, so that you will be thorough with all the different patterns, right? Thank you.